In Hollywood, some celebrities won't just sit quietly when interviewers cross the line. We're all about those satisfying moments when rude interviewers are put in their place. From calm, graceful responses to blunt comebacks, these stars know how to shut down disrespect and take control of the conversation. These are some of the celebrities who demolished disrespectful interviewers. For your dose of celebrity drama, got you covered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. 1. Matthew McConaughey. First up, we have Matthew McConaughey's appearance on The View to promote his children's book.
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is be playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
to give you a direct statement right there.
Now, we all know Matthew McConaughey is usually calm and collected, but when he was met with a barrage of politically charged questions, even he couldn't hide his frustration. Right out of the gate, the co-host tried to bait him by making comments about Novak Djokovic, McConaughey's friend and famous tennis player, pointing out his anti-vaccine stance. McConaughey looked visibly uncomfortable, but he kept his cool, responding simply, "He's an anti-vaxxer, huh?" It was a small comment, but it was enough to let the host know he won't be easily cornered. As the conversation went on, the co-host just carried on the line of questioning. McConaughey seemed visibly pissed off. They then switched gears to McConaughey's own political stance and asked him if he thought he'd ever be elected in Texas with his views on gun control. They really put him on the spot with that one. It was clear they were hoping he'd slip up, but McConaughey wasn't interested. With his trademark drawl, he firmly responded, "I'm not here to play political games. If you could kill someone with your words, that would be it." The hosts, realizing they weren't going to get a reaction, quickly tried to redirect the conversation. They threw in a surprise giveaway of his book to the audience to smooth things over. But at this point, you could cut the tension with a knife. Whew! Don't play with Matthew McConaughey and politics. 2. Quentin Tarantino. Next up, Quentin Tarantino is no stranger to controversy, and he's had his share of tough interviews.
But you must care very deeply that this doesn't become, a film that stands out from the rest of your body of work as one that is, trashed by more people or anything like that.
It's not trashed by more people. What you're saying is not correct. It's not trashed by more people.
I'm not saying it is. I'm saying, are you concerned? I mean,
no, I'm not talking about the movie right now.
Tarantino's conversation with Krishan Guru Murthy from Channel 4 was literally next level. Back in 2013, during the press tour for Django Unchained, Guru Murthy attempted to twist a conversation about the film's themes into a debate about violence in movies and its impact on society. Tarantino, seemingly unfazed, responded to the interviewer's question on slavery with grace, explaining his choice to address the topic and how he wanted to portray Black heroes in a Western setting. But when he continued to press him on violence, things got heated.
And that's why, is that why you think people like watching violent movies? People who are not violent people or twisted people in any way, but why it's okay to go into a movie and enjoy the violence?
Yeah, well, it's a movie. It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. It's not real life. It's a fantasy. You go and you watch, you watch a kung fu movie, and one guy takes on 100 people in a restaurant. That's fun.
But why are you so sure that there's no link between enjoying movie violence and enjoying real violence?
I'm going to tell you why I'm so sure. Don't ask me a question like that. I'm not biting.
Why do you think there's no connection between movie violence and real life violence? The interviewer pushed. Tarantino's reply, "I'm not your monkey." Guru Murthy, however, wasn't finished. He pressed on, asking why Tarantino refused to engage with the topic. He simply doubled down, stating, "I refuse your question. I am not your slave." And just like that, Guru Murthy was put in his place. The exchange left Guru Murthy speechless and made waves as one of Tarantino's most memorable press moments. This is one of the most memorable one-liners from Tarantino to Krishnan, and I am shutting your butt down. We have to admit, Krishnan needs to chill out with his questions. We found it quite annoying. 3. Jonah Hill. Now, Jonah Hill is known for his humor and charm, but even he has his limits.
Non, en fait, j'ai un fantasme. En fait, ce serait qu'on se retrouve tous les deux dans une chambre d'hôtel le soir. On discute, voilà, vous me faites rire, vous me faites beaucoup rire. Et là, d'un coup, vous ramenez vos potes DiCaprio et Brad Pitt et vous partez.
Je suis content d'être venu. Je suis vraiment pas venu pour rien, d'être ridiculisé par une journaliste locale, ça fait plaisir.
While promoting a film in France, Hill was blindsided by an interviewer who seemed more interested in cracking a mean joke than discussing his work. The interviewer jokingly stated, "I have a fantasy about finding myself alone in a hotel room at night with you. You make me laugh, and then suddenly your buddies DiCaprio and Brad Pitt appear, and you leave the room." That is so rude, even by French standards. There is a girl that is clearly not a comedian thinking that the way to make something funny is to be as scathing as possible. Congrats though. She directed a fat joke to someone fat and then layered it with an ugly joke because Jonah Hill is funny and has co-starred with handsome actors. Added with a humiliating sexual joke, and this is just very low. You can clearly see the sadness in his face when she said that. We wonder how he kept his cool. What would you make of this joke? Comments below. Visibly hurt, Jonah responded with a touch of sarcasm. "Well, I am glad I came here just to be ridiculed by the local weather girl. I feel great. Oops." Quite a tasteless joke from a mean interviewer. In our view, Jonah should have come back even harder on her. 4. Mike Tyson. Next up, Mike Tyson is a force to be reckoned with, and one interviewer learned that lesson the hard way.
Mistakes, big hit. Now, some of your critics would say, you know, there's a race for mayor. We know you're a convicted rapist. This could hurt his campaign. How would you respond to that?
Hey, I don't know who said that. You're the only one I heard say that. You know what I mean? And I don't have no comment to that.
10 years ago, during a live TV appearance in Toronto to promote his show, the host took things in a shocking direction, brazenly stating, "We knew you're a convicted rapist. This could hurt his campaign." How do you respond to that? Wow. This man is either very clueless about who Tyson is, or the biggest daredevil in the world, or both. This would have triggered anyone, let alone Mike Tyson, the world heavyweight boxing champion himself. The question visibly infuriated Tyson, who seemed to be taken aback and responded, "I have no comment for that because you're being negative." When the host didn't let up, Tyson lost his patience completely, launching into a profanity-laced tirade. "You came across like a nice guy, but you're a piece of shit," Tyson fired back, stunning the host, who tried desperately to regain control. At this point, we were half hoping that this unkind host would get a well-deserved punch, to be honest. But Tyson wasn't done, and he continued to call out the interviewer for the disrespectful question. When the interviewer closed the interview thanking Tyson for coming on, Tyson responded with an epic F you. Enough said. Tyson has made his point, and the interaction became one of the most intense live TV moments of his career. Do you think the interviewer intentionally asked this question to get him to react and for the channel to get ratings? We would not be surprised. 5. Cardi B. In this video, Cardi B gets jumped by a Spanish-speaking interviewer in the streets of New York while she is with her dad.
Cardi. Mi amor, nada más quería saludarte, felicitarte. Yo soy fan tuya. Perdóname que me aparecí así. Óyeme, gracias por defendernos a nosotros los dominicanos. ¿Cómo te sientes de ser dominicana? ¿Me gustó la declaración que diste? Come on, I'm Dominican too.
Yeah, but do you see how I look?
You look beautiful.
Yeah,
by the way,
I don't look beautiful.
Hoy es el lanzamiento de tu nuevo tema Press.
I know, but I have my daughter, I have my dad. I just don't look decent. Like, look how I look. Come on now, like you're a woman. No, like you come out and you look good with makeup. I don't look good. My hair's come on now, don't do that to me.
Okay, hold on. Señor, dígame, nunca he tenido la oportunidad de entrevistarle a usted, por lo menos. ¿Qué se siente tener una hija tan famosa?
Déjame entrar primero.
Okay.
Don't put my father on TV. Don't put my father on TV. Because my dad don't walk around with security.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
No, muévete del muelle.
No, pero
muévete tú del medio.
Muévete, yo no te estoy hablando a ti, maldito loco. Don't put my father on TV because my dad don't walk around with security and you don't know people that's gonna harm my dad. Don't come to me with cameras without me knowing. That's disrespectful. I'm with my child.
La calle es libre, mi amor. La calle es libre. Baja la voz.
Like, don't put
Baja la voz. ¿Cuál es el problema? We're not recording you, child.
In the video, she catches Cardi B in between two cars, presenting a camera, a microphone in her face, and asking a question in Spanish. The main thing that comes across is how self-conscious Cardi then reacts, trying to rearrange her hair and looking completely startled by this unexpected approach. At that point, the one thing we would say to the interviewer is, read the room. Then instead of answering the question, Cardi B responded, yes, but do you know how I look? I have my daughter. I have my dad. I don't look decent. Come on now, don't do that to me. And then walks away trying to escape this very unwanted interview. Then the very audacious interviewer started to speak to Cardi B's father on film while he never wanted to be filmed. At that point, Cardi B comes back and lost it. Cardi B style, launching all sorts of expletives at that journalist and screaming, "Don't put my father on TV because my dad don't walk around with security." And then she rightly put that woman in her place with, "Don't put me on camera without me knowing." That's disrespectful. In this situation, we would not expect any less from Cardi B, the princess of rap. You go, girl. 6. Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson is no stranger to sexist questions, and she called out one interviewer in style.
Your imagination.
Oh, see?
Okay?
Is that...
Whatever you feel like I should be wearing or not wearing under that costume.
This is not a...
Is what I...
Is it inappropriate?
To ask somebody what kind of underpants they wear?
I didn't ask you what kind.
You just asked me if I was wearing any.
Could you?
No, what do you wear underneath?
You?
He's
like, what do you wear underneath something
Overalls.
like that? Do you wear clothes?
You wear dungarees. You can't wear clothes under it. It's like a wetsuit.
Okay.
During a Black Widow press junket, the reporter asked about her costume, specifically if she wore undergarments. Why that question? Back in the days, this kind of question about women's physical appearance and what they wore was a very common one, whilst men well-received questions about what they did, less superficial questions. Scarlett didn't hesitate to wittingly respond, "Would you ask a man that?" Her question left the interviewer scrambling for words, realizing how inappropriate his line of questioning was. Johansson's retort went viral, shining a spotlight on the double standards that actresses face during interviews. 7. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is a man of patience and charm, but even he has his breaking point.
Kind of great. And I genuinely like all the other folks, so that helps.
Were you a superhero fan as a child or as a teenager, or?
I suppose as a Westerner, as an American, it's just so part of the kind of kid culture, you know? I wasn't like a nerd about it or anything, you know? But I'm definitely you know, all the old TV stuff and the comic book stuff has influenced me.
Iron Man is such a different superhero, though, isn't he? In that he's self-made.
Back in 2015, while promoting Avengers: Age of Ultron, Channel 4's Krishan Gurumurthy, yes, him again, tried to steer the interview into personal territory, bringing up Downey's history with substance abuse and his relationship with his father. Downey, caught off guard, attempted to laugh it off first, but eventually said, "What are we doing here?" Then Krishan continued in that line of questioning. Downey finally had enough. Very calmly, he stood up, smiled politely, and walked away, ending the interview on the spot. Krishan clearly has a habit of not reading the room when seeing someone is visibly upset by his questions, and Hollywood star or not, just doubles down. The clip quickly went viral, cementing Downey's reputation for handling himself with dignity and Krishan for being probably the most annoying interviewer there is. 8. Rihanna versus an ITN reporter. In a 2012 interview promoting her film Battleship, an ITN reporter shifted the conversation from her professional work to personal gossip, asking about her rumored relationship with Ashton Kutcher.
Hi there, Sarah from ITN. Rihanna, this is a question for you. I have no doubt that all of your fans will be coming to see this film. You know, you have so many, and you're so good at connecting with people that I think that we actually feel that we know you. Things are clearly going brilliantly in your career. I just wondered if you are as happy in your private life, and will we be seeing a certain Mr. Ashton Kutcher perhaps making a trip over here?
Rihanna, visibly displeased, responded, "Wow, how disappointing was that question?" She then firmly stated, "I'm happy and I'm single, if that's what you're really asking." This moment highlighted her unwillingness to entertain irrelevant personal questions, steering the focus back to her work. 9. Billie Eilish versus the Variety red carpet interviewer. Billie was at Variety's 2023 Hitmakers events, there to celebrate winning Film Song of the Year with her brother Phineas for their hit What Was I Made For the Barbie soundtrack. But instead of focusing on her achievements, one interviewer decided to make things personal in a way Billie didn't see coming.
All right, we got to talk about your cover story because you mentioned that you felt like for a long time women didn't like you, and when that came out, all the women were like, we love her.
I know.
How did that reception feel? Has your mind changed a little bit?
I'm still scared of them, but I think they're pretty.
While answering questions on the red carpet, an interviewer unexpectedly asked Billie if she'd meant to come out in a recent Variety interview. Billie, who had talked a bit about her attraction to women in that interview, was clearly caught off guard. She responded honestly, "No, I didn't." Then she added, "I didn't realize people didn't know. I just don't really believe in it. I'm just like, why can't we just exist?" It was clear the question had crossed a line, turning what should have been a celebration of her work into an uncomfortable moment about her personal life. Later, Billie took to Instagram to vent. She posted, "Thanks Variety for my award and also for outing me on the red carpet at 11 a.m. instead of talking about anything else that matters." In her usual blunt way, she added, "I like boys and girls. Leave me alone about it, please." Literally, who cares? 10. Cara Delevingne. Finally, during a press tour for Paper Towns, Cara Delevingne was interviewed by Good Day Sacramento.
Of an era, but I'm not any less excited than I was a couple of weeks ago. Maybe I had a bit more energy. It's the morning.
You do seem a bit irritated. Perhaps it's just us.
Yeah, I think it's just you.
I think it probably is us.
Yeah.
Well, then on that note,
We figured as much.
We'll let you go then. How about that?
All
We'll
right.
let you go take a little nap, maybe get a Red Bull. How about that?
Cara Delevingne, thank you so much for your time. Paper Towns coming out too. She's also in that Taylor Swift video, Bad Blood. Everybody.
Right off the bat, the host mispronounced her name. How rude. And things only went downhill from there. The journalist suggested she didn't seem too excited to be there, asking if she was tired or annoyed. Delevingne's replies became increasingly sarcastic, which the host didn't appreciate. When they told her to take a nap and have a Red Bull, Cara finally had enough and ended the interview. Afterwards, the host criticized her, but fans defended her sharp responses, applauding her for standing her ground in the face of condescending remarks. There you have it, the most unforgettable moments of celebrities standing up to disrespectful interviewers, brought to you from calm rebuttals to walkouts. These stars made it clear that they won't be pushed around. For more crazy celebrity moments, click on our next video and make sure you subscribe for more celebrity facts and drama.